What if one war could slowly create another devastating war? What if anger, humiliation, and revenge could destroy the entire world? What if one determined man could change history forever? This is the story of World War II. The deadliest and most destructive war in human history. A war that did not begin overnight. A war that was built slowly over time. Built on pain, anger, and deep humiliation. To understand this war clearly, we must go back in time. Back to the end of World War I. A war that changed everything across Europe. A war that destroyed millions of lives and futures. At that time, Europe was filled with tension and fear. Countries were driven by extreme nationalism and pride. Every nation wanted power, control, and dominance. New weapons were being developed at a rapid pace. Stronger weapons. Faster weapons. More deadly weapons than ever before. Technology made wars more dangerous and destructive. Alliances between countries made conflicts much bigger. One small conflict could turn into a global war. And then finally, World War I came to an end. Germany lost the war completely. But losing was not the most painful part. What came after the war was far more devastating. In 1919, a powerful agreement was signed. The Treaty of Versailles was enforced on Germany. A treaty that punished Germany very harshly. Germany lost large portions of its territory. Germany lost its military strength and power. Germany lost its economic stability completely. Its resources were taken away by winning nations. The country was left weak, broken, and humiliated. The people of Germany were filled with anger. They felt insulted in front of the entire world. They felt betrayed by their own leaders. They believed they had been treated unfairly. And deep inside, a strong desire for revenge was growing. And during this emotional chaos, one man was watching silently. His name was Adolf Hitler. A former soldier from World War I. A man filled with anger, frustration, and ambition. In 1918, he was lying in a military hospital. He was injured during the war. He was temporarily blind due to a gas attack. Doctors believed he might never recover fully. But his mindset was completely different from others. While other soldiers feared going back to war, he wanted to return to the battlefield. He wanted to fight again for his country. He refused to accept defeat under any condition. His determination was extremely strong. And somehow, he managed to recover. He walked out of the hospital and entered a broken and defeated Germany. Germany was now in complete chaos. Its economy had collapsed badly. People were starving on the streets. Unemployment was increasing every single day. The future looked dark and hopeless. But Hitler saw something different in this situation. He saw an opportunity to rise. He began speaking to small groups of people. Slowly, those groups became larger crowds. His speeches were powerful, emotional, and intense. He blamed other nations for Germany's downfall. He promised to restore Germany's lost pride. He promised to rebuild the nation stronger than before. People started listening carefully to his words. Then they started believing him. And eventually, they started following him. Soon, a political movement was formed. It was called the Nazi Party. A movement built on extreme nationalism and control. A movement fueled by anger and revenge. Hitler quickly became the face of this movement. His speeches became more aggressive and influential. Crowds became larger with every passing day. Support for him increased rapidly across the country. In 1923, he tried to take power by force. But his attempt failed badly. He was arrested by the authorities. And he was sent to prison. But prison did not stop him at all. Instead, it gave him time to think and plan. Time to organize his ideas clearly. Time to write down his vision. In prison, he wrote a famous book. The book was called Mein Kampf, which means My Struggle. In this book, he explained his ideology in detail. He shared his vision for Germany's future. He promised to break the Treaty of Versailles. He promised to rebuild Germany's power. He promised to make Germany a global superpower again. The book spread quickly across Germany, and his ideas reached millions of people. Support for Hitler grew even stronger. In 1933, Adolf Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. And soon after gaining power, he took complete control of the government. Opposition voices were removed completely. Political parties were banned. Media was strictly controlled. Freedom of speech was suppressed. Fear was spread among the population. Germany became a full dictatorship. Hitler was now the absolute ruler of Germany. But what came next was even more terrifying. Hitler developed extreme hatred towards Jewish people. He blamed them for Germany's problems. He used propaganda to spread hatred. He convinced people that Jews were enemies. And then he introduced a horrifying plan. This plan was known as the Holocaust. A systematic genocide of innocent people. Millions of Jews were targeted. Millions were killed brutally. Men were killed. Women were killed. Children were also killed. No one was spared. Families were destroyed completely. Lives were erased from existence. Humanity was shaken to its core. Meanwhile, Germany was growing stronger again. Its military power was expanding rapidly. Weapons were being produced at a massive scale. Factories were working day and night. Confidence within Germany was rising again. Hitler then started expanding his control. He began taking back lost territories. First, he took control of Rhineland. Then he moved towards Austria. After that, he captured Czechoslovakia. Each success made him more confident. Each victory made him more powerful. And the world continued to watch silently. No strong action was taken against him. No serious resistance was shown. No punishment was given. This silence made him even more dangerous. It gave him more confidence and boldness. Then came the most important turning point. The moment that changed everything forever. September 1st, 1939. Early in the morning, Germany launched a full attack on Poland. Tanks entered from multiple directions. Troops moved forward rapidly. Chaos spread across the region. Within hours, the situation escalated quickly. And just like that, World War II had officially begun. This was not a traditional war. This was total war. Civilians were no longer safe anywhere. Cities were heavily bombed. Homes were completely destroyed. Innocent lives were lost every day. Millions of people suffered terribly. Two major sides were formed in the war. The Axis powers, Germany, Italy, and Japan. And the Allied powers, Britain, France, the United States, and the Soviet Union. Many other countries also joined. The entire world became part of the conflict. No region remained untouched by the war. Even countries under colonial rule were involved. Millions of soldiers were sent to fight, including a large number from India, one of the largest volunteer armies in history. The war continued for 6 long and painful years. From 1939 to 1945. Years filled with destruction and suffering. Years filled with pain and loss. Over 70 million people lost their lives. Entire cities were wiped off the map. Economies were completely destroyed. Borders were changed permanently. The world was transformed forever. This was not just a war. This was a powerful warning to humanity. A warning about uncontrolled power. A warning about dangerous hatred. A warning about silence in the face of evil. Because sometimes, the greatest disasters do not happen suddenly. They are built slowly over time. Step by step. Decision by decision. And when they finally arrive, it is already too late to stop them. Today, we live in a world shaped by those events. A world built on the lessons of that war. But the question still remains. Have we truly learned from history? Because history has a pattern. It repeats itself again and again. Especially when people forget the past. If we ignore the lessons. If we remain silent again. If we allow hatred to grow again. Then one day, history may repeat itself once more. And next time, the cost could be even greater. Much greater than before. And the final question is, will we remember?